Andrews here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a band that recently reached out to me called Impending Triumph, and I'm going to be talking about their EP, Impending Triumph. Now this is a two-man project by Deha and Francois Blanc. Now Francois is actually one of the main dudes behind this band here, Angelor. He does a fantastic job in Angelor, and he brings that over into Impending Triumph. Now this 5-track EP is killer. I really thought this was awesome, and right off the bat, Dawn of Death is a great sort of prelude to the atmosphere that this EP is going to bestow on you. It took me to like another century, like a place before time, kind of like Conan the Barbarian a little bit. That's why I threw this comic up here, is I felt like it sort of takes you off into this sort of other place. Maybe not even like, you know, our century, but like sort of something like fantasy like that, and off into another world. And it's a really unique atmosphere. It really sets the tone for the beginning of this album and what your potential, what you're going to be like feeling coming up. It's really an enchanting instrumental piece, and I think it's a great segue and prelude into these tracks. The first one being here, Armies of the Conqueror. This bestows an uncanny, you know, power chords that rumble like the hordes of mighty armies. Then you got the mighty vocals from Francois that soar like a conqueror standing tall upon a mountain, you know, gazing over the battlefield and his hordes of minions below. The varying vocals I really like. There's a nice balance of energy and different types of aggression between Francois and Deha, and I really feel like the vocals help amplify the energy which is already there, full of tons of fire and brimstone in this song. And I really like how the song picks up, especially towards the end. You got Deha's vocals that are like his fiery wails that match the intensity of the outro. Just a great full track here. It's absolutely full of tons of energy, lots of different melodies going on, lots of different aggression, intensity out of the guitars and drums, the vocals to match. Really cool track. I really like what we get right off the bat with Armies of the Conqueror, and what you're going to pick up on the next one here, The Invisible Fortress. This immediately grabs hold with wicked good vocals and guitar hooks, easily boosted by the distinct drums. I really like how the drums are really, they seem simple, but they're pivotal. I felt like they gave a lot of energy to this song, and it helps a lot of different notes, and the chords and the vocals sort of amplify up a little bit. And I felt the song becomes more imposing during the second verse. It sort of just not uplifts, but sort of elevates itself just a little bit. There's a little more attitude, maybe, I think, behind it, and the chorus certainly has this glorious fortitude in it. This has like quite a bit of attitude in it as well, and goes really well with the vocals and how well they are sung as well. And I felt like they delivered the story immensely. I really like how the lyrics came to life and really brought the story alive, and you could really feel a lot, and sort of, like I always say, capture these visuals, you know, of the story coming to life a little bit. It also has one of these solos that sort of tells its own chapter, has its own identity, and it sings notes on its own, like words, like lyrics. And I really always like that it sort of separates itself. It sort of, you know, lends itself to telling a different part of the story just in guitar form and guitar note form. So I really like that in the Invisible Fortress, sort of adding another bit of another hook, another bit of flair to this track. Then we move on to Dragon Hunt. This one is packed with assaulting drums and riffs. I like how the vocals decide to, you know, keep up with that too. They keep up the intensity, the energy, the aggression, along with the how fast the song is going. They're just, you know, everything is going full throttle in this track. The guitars and drums really grind throughout, and it has such a thrashy aspect, I felt, actually. You know, one thing I felt like this EP feels like a bit of a traditional heavy metal, a bit of like a power metal as well, but it also felt like, you know, this song here, Dragon Hunt, actually felt like a bit of thrash. To me, it reminded me actually of Anthrax. That's sort of what I got out of Dragon Hunt. So you kind of got these different sort of aspects and different genres sort of blending into this EP. So you don't really have like just one sort of element coming out of it. You know, a traditional metal sound from the 70s or 80s like an Iron Maiden or Judas Priest. You don't really have like an old school power metal like Halloween or anything like that, or a Dio sort of sound, or you know, you don't have just like an Anthrax sort of feel at thrash metal. You got this whole combination of different sort of energies, even though those song tempos are kind of all sort of consistent, but they all have their own identity at the same time, which I always think is very good. Sort of the song sort of has its own identity and stands out from one another, even though they have very many, you know, similarities as well. Now we're going to prepare ourselves for some strutting riffs and tempo from Temple of Oblivion. This song has some great swagger to it, and it's just so damn catchy with great vocal melodies and energy that are very addictive. And Temple of Oblivion evolves sort of gradually like chapters. I felt it sort of has these pieces that sort of evolve with the methodical interlude and this piece with really crafty lead work, then eventually building into this sort of shredding, screaming guitar work that tears like a banshee in this one. And I can really see how the ending of this track resembles like Oblivion. We can feel the doom brooding in this track. I really like that entity, that there is sort of a different atmosphere, a different emotion to Temple of Oblivion that sort of separates itself and has a sort of, almost seems like it's gonna, like this track is sort of going to segue into the next album. It's almost like, you know, this is going to keep you on the edge of your seat. This is a cliffhanger for you for the next album. I kind of thought that's the vibe that I got from Temple of Oblivion, not just, you know, lyrically or story-wise, but musically as well. And one thing I wanted to mention about Francois Blanc's vocals is how, you know, I'm used to him singing in Angel Lore and this doom and this feel this sort of dark emotions, but then what he's able to do here. So I just like this. I love the diversity that he shows. So if you go back and listen to some Angel Lore and listen to this, you're going to hear that, and I really think it's really cool how he can do that and complement this sound that you're doing here. That, you know, it's just really unique, and I thought that was a fantastic job by him. Great job by Deha as well. I really like this EP, Impending Triumph. I'm looking forward to hearing what comes more from these two dudes, and if they got an album coming out in the future, because I think this is really solid, and I hope you guys check it out. Of course, all the links are always down in the description below. The songs, the merch, the Bandcamp, all that stuff, as well as my own links to other channels and different things like that. And also my own Teespring page. I decided, yeah, I got some Teespring, you know, merch going on there. If you're interested in checking that out, that'd be awesome. It'd be fun to see my heavy listening design out there and on people wearing that shirt. That'd be really cool. But if you have a band like Impending Triumph and you want me to check it out, you know, message me on here or Facebook, and that'd be awesome. I'll definitely check it out and give it a listen. And until next time, folks, how about some heavy listening?